Welcome to Sweet Honey's Wisdom. Now, most of you might have known me for quite a number of years and might have been following some of the things on this channel. But this channel is a very small channel because I stayed away from it for a little while because I wanted to take it to a new direction. For a long time, the Spirit has been working in my life and switching up things in me. And I have evolved. So I did not want to take this channel in the same direction that it was in. So that's why I changed the name to Sweet Honey's Wisdom. And I changed up, a lot of the things because I am no longer a religious person. I'm more of a spiritual person. So I have, as I said earlier, I have evolved because we don't stay stuck in one place. And we all know what staying stuck does. Because when you have stagnant water, what does that do? So what we are going to be looking at, and this is going to be the setting that we're going to be in. So just stay tuned for that. But what we are going to be looking at and doing going forward is we're going to be looking at my book. Now, I could come on here and I could read other people's books, but I choose to read mine. It is not published yet, but we're going to go through some pages and then we're going to discuss it. And that's going to take you to the highs and the lows, and it's going to take you in all different directions. So we have an exciting time in front of us. There are a lot of people that come on and they might read the Bible. They might read, the word. But this idea came to me probably weeks ago because I was wondering and I was talking to myself and saying, which direction should I go in? So this is the direction that we are going to be going in. And my printer have been giving me trouble, so I have my computer right there next to me in case I need to glance at it a couple of times because, my leg was high up just now. But what I have drinking here, there's sometimes that I'm going to be having a cup of tea because we're going to be chatting about whatever we read in the book that night. Some days I might have tea. Some days I might have juice. And it's summertime now, and I made a strawberry lemonade this morning, and it is awesome. It is so good, so refreshing. So I just wanted to come on to talk about that. We could go into the first 2 pages of what I have here, but maybe we don't even have to because just talking and chatting right now is enough. And this, as I said, is going to be Sweet Honey's story time. Tea and story time. So stay tuned. Stay tuned because I'm so excited to be reading this book to you because this is a book that I've been writing for over 10 years. And I've been looking, I always felt that the end is not yet. So I haven't necessarily written the end yet because I've come so far from all of my ups and downs and my trials and how I got out of them. And all those things are what I'm going to share with you. So I hope that you are as interested in this as I am in bringing it to you, because bringing this to life, I should say, is going to be a magnificent achievement for me. And even if I am not around to see it published, in my mind, it was published because I shared it with you. I shared it right here, and it is still getting out there to help people that. But let's move forward one step at a time and go from here. Because I'm going to probably put the computer in front of me so that I don't have to look around so much. But my first page, obviously, it goes into the introduction and the acknowledgments and the dedications. And I just want to talk about the dedications. And I have here, let me just read part of it. All right, you know what? Let's read the acknowledgement first. And it says, I'm writing this book. I'm taking a step I never thought I could take. For years, so many people kept telling me, you need to write a book. And I always replied, but how can I? I'm not a writer. Then one day, the Most High inspired me with these words: you can do anything that you put your mind to do. I will give you the tools and the strength. For years, the Most High has been saying to me, write your story to help other women. When I questioned him, asking him, but how could I write a book without even being a writer? You know, the Most High simply replies. And we always say him because that's how we were trained. I was in religion for over 30 something years, and it is hard getting out of that whole religious thing. So, as I said earlier, I'm no longer religious. I am spiritual. So you will hear me using different words and speaking differently. If you're my tribe and you want to hear my story, you will stay. If you don't want to hear it, you won't stay. But I'm just reading this acknowledgement, and I'm going to change it, the words in the acknowledgement, because as I said, this book was, in the works for over 10 years. And I have been keeping it a secret. The only people that really knew mostly was my children. But let's continue. Um, as it says in Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through the Mashiach that strengthens me. Thank you, Yahuwah, for standing by my side, saving me, and giving me the words to share. This book has been inside of me for years, and I know that the Most High will use these words to help people across the globe. Habakkuk 2:2 speaks about us writing down our vision and making it plain on tablets. Life can snatch away from you, life can be snatched away from you in a twinkling of an eye. And this is my vision, and I am making it plain, and I am sharing it with all of you out there. So let's look at the dedication. And I dedicated it to my mother, Arlene Asina Snide. And I said, thank you for being such an awesome mother. The 27 years you spent in my life truly impacted me, and your legacy lives on for generations to come. And then to my grandmother, Ruby St. Eliath Gregg, thank you for helping to shape me with your stern hand, living to the blessed age of 86. You will never be forgotten. And then I have to my beautiful children and stepchildren. And I have Latisha J. Barker, Shane R.L. Greaves, Ariel Asinoth, because she has my mom's middle name, Asinoth George, and Tatiana Marie George, and my wonderful grandchildren. And I have Kitara, Kinai, Kefren, Kalen, Kinahi, Jamaria, Naya, and Zyla. 8 grandchildren, my beautiful grandchildren. Then I go into the introduction. But one thing I want to share before I come off is my daughter's poem, because that's how I started this book, because I said here about the opening poem. This book begins with a poem written by my eldest daughter, Latisha J. Barker, a poet since the age of 17. She wrote this back in 2021 when I was at my lowest points in my life. Receiving it brightened my spirit, and it is where the very title of this book was derived from. But since then, I have changed the title of the book because, as I said, I have evolved. So the title of this book is A Journey of Protection, Growth, and Renewal. And it is really a journey. So I'm going to take y'all on that journey with me. As I said, the highs and the lows. And if you read this poem closely, you will see even back then, she was telling me to write my story. So the name of this poem that I'm going to read for you, that my beautiful eldest daughter wrote for me, is called Strong Woman. I don't think I ever met a woman quite as strong as you. Woman, you're a fighter, and I admire you. I have seen you been through so much. I would have certainly fall apart, but you remain strong because of your continued prayer. and the love inside your heart. Strong woman, tell your story so that young woman could look up to you. The world wouldn't be where it was, where it is, if not for a woman like you. You fight for your children. You fight to raise them right. Now, Queen, today you have won your fight. And, you know, this poem makes so much difference to me now because I have four children. One of them, my eldest that wrote this for me, she she wrote it for me back in 2021, which was quite a number of years ago. That was 25 years ago. And she's going to be 44. My son is going to be 40. My other daughter is going to be 33 this year. And then my youngest, she's 27. So when she says here that you fight for your children, you fight to raise them right, I really did raise them right because they are excellent, excellent, excellent children. They're beautiful children. You couldn't want for better children. And I'm thankful to the Most High, to the Creator, to the universe for that. And then it continues. This is coming on to the end. Your children love you. And at the time, she said your husband too. But that is not in the works anymore because I am no longer married. And my first husband, he is no longer around. He's no longer on the earthly realm. He says you have a home full of joy and happiness because through it all you kept your faith and you have been blessed. And it says here, written by Latisha J. Greaves at the time, for my mom on the 8th of August 2021. And then the second page that we're going to look at, and then when we come back, we're going to get right into the chapters. But the second thing that we're going to look at is what is a woman of strength? And let's look at a few little pointers that I have here. She centers her mind and spirit to keep her inner soul in align and resilient. She shows true courage right in the midst of her deepest fears. She gives the absolute best of herself to everyone around her. She walks in empathy, treating others exactly how she wishes to be treated. She realizes life's mistakes are often hidden blessings in a disguise, using them as a stepping stone to grow. She knows every trial that she survives, she becomes a powerful testimony to help lift others up. She trusts that the universe will always catch her and ground her when she falls. She has unwavering faith that it is through the journey itself that she becomes truly unstoppable. She stands unshakable for what is right. And that basically is what we are going to be looking at for this first episode of Sweet Annie's Wisdom. And as I said, we have gone to a whole new level, and this is going to be me reading my story. And as I said, it is my story. And everybody has a story, and I'm going to be sharing my story that I've written down for the past 10 years. And your story never stops, but you just cut it off at a certain point. So, thank you so much for joining me tonight for this first episode of Sweet Annie's Wisdom. And tonight we have juice, but next time we could have tea. So, thank you so much. And until I see you again next time, this is Sweet Annie's Wisdom. Remember, everywhere you go, spread your light, because if everybody spreads their light, it drowns out the darkness. The darkness has to flee. So spread your light. Thanks again for watching. And until I see you, bye.